Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today it's time to talk about who are the most overhated present day characters in Coronation Street. And there are a lot of easy options, and I mean the first most hated is Ian McLeod, who ruined the show and ploughed it into the drums. It was going well for a while and it has fallen down. I personally, I'll be honest, I'm not going to act like I am super up to date on Corrie. I think I've become quite disenchanted with the current vision, and I've just been finding myself choosing to do other stuff other than catch up Coronation Street for the first time in a long time, not since the peak Stephen Reed stuff. I genuinely went, I should catch up. I'm about a month behind, and I genuinely went, I'll just watch a few episodes and then I'll just skip forward, which I never do. I'm not a skipper. I don't like to skip through like months. I like to say I've been able to watch everything since 2020, since I started watching. So yeah, just a kind of funny little one. But yeah, massively overhated. I mean, there are a lot of characters. A lot of the characters you can boil it down to being a ton of the newer characters who have gotten all the spotlight. So you can get your Kit Greens, you can get your Lisas, you can get your Brodies, you can get Maria. Well, not Maria's not new, but like you get Betsy, you get Lisa. I already said Lisa. These sorts of newer characters, Lauren, all the characters that get all sorts of abuse just because they are prominent. And also just direction-wise, I can't lie, it is mostly direction, let's be real. I think Sean, for me, has become one of my more favourite characters, and I genuinely am shocked by that. Because at some point in time, and I'm pretty sure I've done videos to the effect saying if there were any character I would get rid of immediately, my first option would be Sean. But Sean, with the kind of inclusion of his son Dylan, has actually become a multi-layered, multi-faceted character who is actually worthwhile investing in. Otherwise, he'd just be a character that every couple of years he would be like, oh wow, I'm going to get this really big storyline. It's going to be really amazing. And then it's the, like, Ponzi scheme one. And it's like, yeah, this is just trash. This is just garbage. So Sean has actually become one of my favorite Coronation Street characters, which, if you asked me 5 years ago, I would have said absolutely not. Overhated still. I mean, for me, a lot of the characters I do see are the new ones. Like, obviously, the characters that are often comically overhated for reasons, the characters are typically like Lisa and even Carla, now that she's not entirely straight like she seemed to have been the whole time, that people get upset about. I don't care about. I think it fits. People hate Lisa and Betsy. First, they hate Lisa because Lisa has become a very prominent character in this new direction after just being a regular for like 5 years. She is a kind of dark and broody police type who has been through a lot of trauma, and they love to explore this. And you also have her be with Carla. People hate Lisa because first she is a conduit for the weird direction of this version of the show of the police set, which I do think there's a little bit too much crime in Coronation Street right now. And it's not a hot take, it's a very kind of lukewarm take, but genuinely, if they just stop using the police set so much and stop doing as many crimes, I feel like people wouldn't be as upset. But, you know, they want a slightly grittier edge. I kind of understand the idea. But also, Lisa has a very strong following because obviously it's a woman-loving woman lesbian relationship. I mean, I don't think Carla's labeled it, but necessarily, but you know, it's a They are a gay couple. They, you know, I'm trying to figure out the right word. I'm not entirely. I should know this more. I'm a part of the alphabet crew, me. So I should know more words for this. But still, it's a gay couple in Hollyoaks, which has a very strong ship and has a very strong community of people who do love Swala, and they do love Lisa, and they do love Carla, and they love Alison Connor, and they love Vicky Myers. It's just how it is, and therefore, in a sense, it does become us versus them, because you have the very strong-willed, very... I'm going to use the word obsessive, but I don't entirely mean it in a bad way. But you'd have the very obsessed fans with just Lisa and Carla, and kind of hate anything else that isn't to do with them, which I don't really like. But they are a piece of the puzzle, and I'm glad that, like I said, I say this in a more negative tone, but I'm always here for representation. If representation's there in soap and media, and someone doesn't have to spend many years answering the hard questions for themselves, and they just see someone like them on TV, and this helps them feel more comfortable and helps them put a label on themselves that they feel comfortable with, I'm all for representation. It's important. I think it's great that we get to have so many prominent gay, queer, LGBTQIA+ characters on Coronation Street, on EastEnders, in Hollyoaks, in Emmerdale. I am so happy because it is supposed to be representative of real life, and, you know, not everybody is straight. So it is important. But likewise, because the Swala fandom is probably a little bit too gay for the straights to enjoy, it then becomes like a toxic us versus them scenario, where it's like, no, I hate Swala because everybody talks about Swala, hate Swala, hate Swala, hate Swala, and then people go, oh my god, I love our Ali and Vicky, I think they are so good together, I love their chemistry, oh my god, they touched each other's arms in this episode, this is so good. And then you just have the people kind of like peeping through the curtains like, what is going on? You have Kit, who also is a kind of multifaceted, not inherently good, but not inherently bad, just makes some questionable, selfish decisions. He's been paired off with Sarah, and now has a child in Brody, where they're slowly going to find their relationship. And Brody's obviously a product of Kit and of Mick and Lou, and has been raised in that way, and therefore he's got a dark side. I also will say this, though, a lot of the characters as well that have been introduced have all been people who are complex characters with a dark side, like Carl, who is a lovely bisexual king, which we love, but also is scamming Kevin and Abby, is having an affair with Abby, has just slept with James Bailey. Let's go, girls. You have Theo, who is a victim of conversion therapy, but is going to make Todd a victim of domestic violence. And you have James Bailey, who is a slightly better actor than the previous one, but that one's not hard. He's not really had much of a dark side yet, I won't lie, but I guess he is also kind of depriving Dee Dee of being a mother, which she didn't want initially when she signed up to it, but also now that I don't even remember her name, now that the kid's here, she does want her back. So yeah, it's something. And a lot of these new characters that have been introduced have just been, I am a really cool guy. Oh, it turns out I have a dark side. Stop having dark sides, everyone. Who cares? Who cares about if you're secretly a dick? I don't care. So, like, therefore, you have Theo, Carl, and James, who are probably now hated. Some people who hate recasts will also despise the fact that the recast is different. But let's not act like the original James Bailey was anything any good. Like, come on now. He was atrocious. So let's not act as if we all loved original James Bailey. So you have a bunch of the newer characters. They have Cassie, who is just inherently unlikable. And yeah, sure, Claire Sweeney may kind of be a Brookie legend, but well, maybe not legend, but a strong Brookie star. Ultimately, her character is just gross because if they just made her less overt, it would be fine, but they don't, so it's annoying. Like, anytime her and Steve are paired together, they're all making gross, like, oh, come here, my lovely little smoochy baby. Mwah, I love you, like, just shut up. Just shut your mouth. Stop making all these noises. Just love normally. just appreciate each other normally, like normal people do. Then you do have. I think Maria gets a lot of hate. I understand why in a way. I don't necessarily think it's who Maria used to be. I think it's just because Maria kind of is a bit holier than thou, but is also a hypocrite. So at that point, you annoy people. Leanne is not over-hated, and she gets the right amount of hate. I do still love Jane Dawson. She is, or Danson, I don't remember what her actual name is, but I think she plays the role well, but Leanne is inherently unlikable. She's a good Maria's a good actress, though. Ben Price doesn't get enough hate for his portrayal of Nick Platt, or Nick Tilsley, rather. Because Nick is one of the most boring Coronation Street characters that exist, and Brian's on the show. The Baileys get overhated just because Dee Dee became very prominent and had the Big Joel storyline, which admittedly was fairly good, but also did take its sweet, sweet time. I think Dee Dee is a great addition. She has become a leading lady, and I respect what she's done. Ed doesn't get as much hate as he used to, and I think people have quickly realised that Ed Bailey is just like a little cuddly teddy bear, and even though he's inherently wooden, there are people in life who are inherently wooden as fuck anyways. I mean, look at Dev, for crying out loud. Like, people love Dev because he's really funny, but it's, he just like Coulson Smith as Craig. Some people are just naturally boring as fuck. And that's who Ed is. That's what Ed does. He's boring. He's a boring dad who messes up all the time. I think Alia used to get a shit ton of hatred for reasons, just because they didn't like the actress for, once again, reasons I don't understand. I do love Ed. Michael is pretty garbage, but I still love. I say Michael. I'm not like critiquing the actors mostly, but I do like Michael. He does fit. He is a bit of a spare part at most times, but fundamentally, I like him. He does his job well. Who else is overhated? I used to overhate. Well, to be fair, any of the team characters, Betsy's overhated, Lauren is overhated. Like, I don't think, like, inherently it's not their fault. I don't think it's Betsy's fault. I think the direction's just a little bit questionable, where they keep trying to thrust these characters into places they shouldn't really fit into. But yeah, overhated. I think Leanne gets what she puts out, so that's fine. Billy, I hate Billy, and I think, well, I say I hate Billy. I don't like the character of Billy, but I appreciate what he's been able to do. I appreciate that the actor is really good, and I respect what he's done, but I also think that he has had about 3 or 4 good years over being there for about a decade. And that's honestly a bit of the problem with Coronation Street, where they have this weird loyalty to a bunch of characters and a bunch of actors that don't really deserve it. I was like, why is Brian still there? Why is Billy still there? If you're gonna have Toya there, I love having Toya, but at least have her do something, man. At least have her do anything. There are a bunch of other characters that you could probably question, but I don't know, it's just... There are some characters that are just kept there just because they kind of, like, They are good. They are good people. They're good to put on the mantelpiece, but also not really used on a day-to-day basis. You know, they're the old china that you keep in store just so you can pull out to impress the guests. I think, yeah, I love Toya. I hate Nick. Leanne, I respect that she is there. Mary, obviously my least favorite characters are Gemma's mum, Jane Hazelgrove, Bernie. I hate Gemma and I hate Bernie. I just think Gemma needs to go. I don't think Gemma as a character has ever stuck the landing. And I think Bernie is a weird favourite of this direction. And I don't understand why. I don't like her relationship with Dev. I don't like the weird kind of moral compass she operates on. I don't like all the crystal spiritual shit. I don't like how they just have her make drug references every, 3 episodes and then everybody acts like she's being weird. I don't like how much screen time she gets, and I never laugh at any of her jokes. If you're downsizing any families, just save Chesney from this monotony. And once again, it's no hit to the actors. The actors are all fairly talented. I just hate the characters and I think they're useless. But not really, because they're a surprisingly large family, despite not even having that many characters to even boot these days. So, yeah, I don't know, man. But there we are, that's the video. I went through the annals of time to go through a bunch of overhated characters. Tell me which present-day Coronation Street character you think is overhated, and why in the comment section. And Ash from Watching Walford, thanks for watching. See you next time.